Hi, everyone. Welcome to Spirit Guide Chat. My name is Jake. Welcome back and welcome to anybody new. Um, Trying to build the community, so please like, subscribe. It's free, and feel free to comment any questions you want me to ask about current events in the near future or in future videos, shall I say. As always, there's a lot of questions to cover today. Just to kind of recap a little from last week, with that representative from Texas, Tony Gonzalez, that was involved with allegations of sexual misconduct with staffers. Also, he had a girlfriend that he initially denied. Having involvement with, who set herself allegedly on fire herself in past. He dropped out of the race. That's what I'm trying to get to. So I've already said that. I did say if he did go on a runoff, he would actually most likely win, but I was seeing that he was also thinking about not running. What else do we see? I did see last week about the new Ayatollah stepping up. I did mention he would only be briefly in charge. Briefly is a very subjective term. I didn't go into how timing and whatnot. Even though I may do timing, it's really hard timing again for everyone to understand because free will is involved in timing of situations. So at the time when I'm doing a reading, it is what the spirit is saying, what the spirit is saying at the time, and things can change. Uh, it doesn't mean events won't happen. It may not happen in the time frame anymore that from that moment. Okay, so going forward, let's first speak about Iran because I know that's a topic that's been talked about quite a bit, and before going on some things, domestic things. So let's just see how this. I'm not going to ask about timing, at least not this week. I'm going to see how this conflict, or it's not really conflict. I know they want to call it that. The in reality, the war with between U.S. Israel versus Iran. Let's see how will this come to an end. What will be the end spirit of this war? How will this war come to an end? Now, when I say this question spirit, it's not talking about um, there might be things that are lingering, but the main fighting, how will that come to an end? Will the U.S. Israel win? Will there be agreement? What will happen? All right. So, Queen of Pentacles is the start. Uh, there's going to be some kind of financial aspect to it, but it's being crossed by the Four of Swords. So there's going to be very much burnout due to stress. And I feel this is more so on United States side, that with a lot of the economic, we're talking about the pinnacles here, so we're talking about money and finances. You know, it's been said that Trump does not want to be in a prolonged conflict, especially when it impacts him financially. So this is where it's going to begin. There's going to be a transition. I think there's with this Six of Swords. So I believe there's going to be some type of transition into this next phase. In the recent past, we had the Queen of Wands. They, coming in with confidence and Israel and United States on this. There's going to be difficult decisions being made. That's crowning this reading with the Two of Swords, and then there's going to be a King of Swords. There's going to be real honesty and truthfulness and clarity and authority with these negotiations. But there's going to be boundaries, and I feel this is coming from Iran, um, that are going to come up with boundaries with the Nine of Wands about this is what we expect. I also believe the United States and Israel will too. From the outside, I think the world wants more harmony in this. Well, it's not a surprise, but with the Ten of Cups, more harmony and peace in this region. There's going to be a lot of anxiety over this negotiations that will go on. And again, here it ends with some kind of deal, some kind of ceasefire with the Three of Pentacles, some kind of ceasefire. There's probably, and this is going to be a start of a new cycle between U.S., Israel, and Iran. So, yeah, so it's going to be some type of, I'm going to say, it's some kind of negotiation that leads to a ceasefire. And what's going to instigate this, which we've already started to see, is the financial toll, financial and economical of this war that leads to this negotiation. Because he already is seeing, and the people around him, that most Americans are do not care for this war. Most people, of course, you know, all of us pray for the safety of our men and women that are out there serving. However, they, at the same token, two things can be at the same time. They're not supportive of the war and the decision to go to war with Iran because of the financial and economic impact, and even human impact too, I should add in there. Okay, the next thing I want to talk about, because is the SAVE Act. I know I talked about this before, that they were going to, there was, that it would pass if they did some um, changes. But it seems like they're not going to do that. So let's take a look if the SAVE Act will pass. It's coming up for a vote in the Senate. Let's see if that SAVE Act will pass. I can feel the uneasiness from the senators on this issue, mainly because lately Trump is recently said that he will not sign any other bills into law without passing the SAVE Act. So let's just take a look. So the Knight of Wands, to start out with, there's a lot of passion and energy. Trump is trying to get this passed. The Star card is being crossed by here. There's a lack of faith in this happening. This is from the senators. So again, the Knight of Wands is what Trump is wanting from this to pass. These are the feelings, I believe, from the senators. They don't believe that they don't have the support for this. There's a lot of emotions behind this with the Ace of Cups. That's the foundation of this, because a couple things. Republicans are worried about it's going to mainly affect their voters. Mainly, that's what it's been said. I think also a lot of upset from the voters when we're talking about midterms. We're in middle of March now. There's only 8 more months of campaigning left. Less than 8 months, I should say. So to try to pass this within this short period of time is not going to be good for Republicans. So we have the Seven of Cups. There's wishful thinking for this SAVE Act to pass. But a lot of Republicans went, yeah, it's not going to pass. There's the Ten of Swords, the utter downfall, and there's going to be a pause on this with the Four of Swords. It's just too much of a burden with the Ten of Wands. The Nine of Pentacles from the outside influence. Here's the hidden agenda with the High Priestess. And yeah, it's them not passing is going to be viewed as a victory for the people there, right? Yeah, and then this is going towards this. The people are going to feel a victory that they pushed off this act with the Seven of Wands. So it's not going to happen. So rest assured that this is not, they're not going to have the votes. And mind you, they have to have 60 votes to pass this legislation. So they would have to have Democrats on board, some Democrats on board to even pass this, and definitely none of the Democrats are for this. Okay. Uh, this has been pushed back, but it has been on the forefront of news again. Is with the DHS funding, mainly because of there's been backups again in the airport. Surprise, surprise. Um, because we still have that partial government shutdown with the DHS. A lot of workers, PSA workers, are taking time off because they're not getting paid. So, and Democrats are asking for limitations, restrictions, not limitations, but restrictions on ICE officers, not wearing masks, requiring body cameras, things like that. So let's see if the DHS funding is going to pass. Maybe even with some edits or something like that, that it would have to go back to the House. So let's take a look if this shutdown will end by the end of this month, by the end of March. Spirit. Will this end by the end of this month? I think it's been going on since last month, if I remember correctly. So let's just take it. They're making difficult decisions right now with the Two of Swords here. What is being crossed by the Seven of Wands popping up here? It's just exhaustion. All sides are exhausted because they're not really moving. They're not really moving at things. It's the bottom is it's the Nine of Pentacles. They're talking about the funding. In the recent past, they thought they can partner together to get some of these things passed with some of the restrictions, getting some kind of compromise. That's the Lover's card was in the recent past. But there is an opportunity. There might be a breakthrough coming. They're hoping for a breakthrough with this Ace of Pentacles. So there might be something, but I don't think so. Five of Pentacles, that's not a good sign. That there's just their lack of mindset, but they're hoping for there might be a surprise coming up with the Page of Cups coming in there. Ideas and discovery with the Page of Wands. Yeah, they're hoping for with the Ace of Swords some kind of breakthrough coming through. Let's see what the outcome is. No. Negative thoughts. It's not going to be, at least not by the end of March. It's not going to. And it's going to create more worry. No, it's not going to by the end of this month. So sorry to say and I'm sorry if you working or people that work for the Department of Transportation within the DHS. It's not going to happen, at least not by March. Okay. All right. Let's look at my time. So Trump has recently went to Maricopa County in Arizona, and via the Department of Justice, he didn't himself go down there to confiscate or to get a cloud just came by into my lighting. Got voter records in Maricopa County. This is, if you recall, he did this. He had Tulsi Gabbard even went down Georgia to get the physical ballots, and now they're doing this in Arizona and believing again that the 2020 election has been stolen, which there is no evidence. That's been tried. So let's see if there is speculation that he's doing this to interfere with the midterm. So will the orange one interfere with the 2020 election? It's not a video unless I drop some cards, right? It's not. But there is one card that hopped out, so let's just take a look and see what wanted to fly out. Uh, the Fool upside. I don't usually do reverse cards. Me, the Fool upside down or reverse, meaning bad decisions. Very bad decisions. Not surprising doing this. Again, some people think that he might be doing this because there might be information eventually coming out about the possibility, entertainment purposes only, that the 2024 election was stolen. So this would be a way for him to get ahead of it by saying the 2020 was stolen, and he's doing this to he did that because the 2020 was stolen. So kind of a tit for tat kind of thing argument he wants to make, but we will see. So, will the orange one interfere with the midterms? Will the orange one interfere with the midterms? All right. Devil card comes out first. What's being crossed by is the Knight of Cups, meaning there's disappointment because he isn't finding what he's wanting to find about this. There's some karmic things that are happening with the Wheel of Fortune. He wants to find success in finding information out with Ten of Pentacles. He still has this warped mindset that we have to find something. There's something there, but there's nothing there. And he's not accepting that fact. The Knight of Swords, very reckless, trying to drive through, cutting and finding that through the information. There's going to be boundaries set in the near future. Nine of Wands for doing this. I think he's going to find other places that are not going to be willing to do this. And there's some hope in this factor that people are going to be putting up boundaries for this with the Star card there. The Queen of Wands. I think there might be some governors out there that are not going to do this. There's a Judgment card in the hopes and fears. And then overcoming challenges. Yes. So I think he is going to try to interfere with. So the cards are saying that he is going to try to interfere. There are going to be boundaries now. There's going to from states that are not going to allow him to do certain things, but he is going to try. I guess the next question we need to do is to follow up on this question to see if he's going to be successful in doing so. Will the orange one be successful in changing the results of the midterms? Will he be successful in changing the results in the direction of the midterms? Will he be successful? Winning at all costs with the Five of Swords. Russia card on its side. I'm sure he's going to ask them for help. The Nine of Cups, he's hoping for, the wish to be fulfilled. He is going to be working with other people. So that Russia card popping up, I'm sure he's going to work with other foreign countries. Again, entertainment purposes only. He is planning and making progress with the Two of Wands. He's going to run into some issues. That was the Ten of Swords. I know people listen with audio, so and not watching. So that's Ten of Swords, Two of Pentacles. I think he might have something to do. This sometimes, even though it means utter downfall, this could be a medical event that prevents him from fully implementing his plan. Knight of Wands, fast moving with the Chariot card. No, here's the Death card here. It's going to be put a stop. I think he's going to have a health event that's going to stop. Once he has this health event, people are going to be going back and forth. Should we continue on and whatnot? And I don't think so. They're going to be more worried about him versus this little scheme and plan, and it's not going to be successful. I'm not for sure if we'll know about this plan. The card didn't come up saying that there was. Well, this follow up question did not show anything indicating that it was going to be hidden. However, the last one, if you remember, talked about the high priestess. That could be the thing that was hidden. That there was a medical event. So, but rest assured, even though he is planning, it's not going to affect. All right. All right. The demented Ken doll, that is Mr. Hegseth, Department of Defense. Uh, let's see what this information came out about the spending and the record spending in September over lavish things such as ribeye steaks, crab legs, donuts, thousands of dollars of donut orders, pianos, all being paid by us taxpayers. Isn't that grand? And during the month, I believe September of last year was the month where the SNAP program. I'm laughing not because it's funny. It's just like it's so exhausting. Everything that's going on. It's like, I mean, if we didn't laugh sometimes about some of the things, I mean, we would be in utter collapse. You know. All right. Spirit. The question is Hegseth, will he end up resigning or being fired? We already saw what happened with the Ice Barbie, aka Miss Gnome, about her spending and also throwing him under the bus. So let's just take a look here. Will he resign or be fired here this year? There is with Three of Cups. There is some people talking about this with Trump right now. The collaboration, the Judgment card's on its side. Um, is they are talking about some kind of punishment for him. So, well, here's the painful endings with the Ten of Swords here. Here's the giving in the past. It's about his spending his money with the Six of Pentacles. So they are talking about his spending. They're looking for a new beginning. So they already probably talking about possible replacements for him. There is going to be some kind of breakthrough and judgment made with this Ace of Swords and a proposal. There might be something that they propose to him, maybe, or he may get a job proposal somewhere else. The Hermit card's coming from the outside, shining a light on things. The hope is to give strength in this idea. And the King of Swords, I believe that he is going to, and see, here's the Death card, the endings and beginnings. So I believe he will get fired or resign. He'll face, and this is this year, I said. So he will be a next victim. Doesn't mean he'll be next, because I said that end of the year, we're in March, so he can still be there. But if the war in Iran ends, don't be surprised to see that he goes away on the wayside. All right. I think the last thing I want to talk about is that there's more information coming out from the EPS stuff. I think they had a deposition from the Warren Boyd's accountant, or was it EPS accountant? I can't remember. It just came out today with Ro Khanna was being interviewed about that. Let's just take a look if there's going to be more info directly linking to the orange one this year. So let's take a look. Let's see if the orange one evidence of a direct link with Fs will be coming out this year. Doesn't matter if it comes out with unredacted stuff or stuff from outside the US. Right. This is something that, if you've been watching my videos, you can go back in the videos and see it. Always the thing that's going to get him, the orange one, is the money. So we have the Six of Pentacles here. It's the giving and receiving of money. Again, another Pentacles, the Ace of Pentacles here crossing this. It's going to be talking about some kind of investment that is going to show that he gave money. There was an exchange of money for an investment between Epson and the orange one. And there is going to be strong evidence with the Sun card. That's a strong card to have when you're talking about, especially when you're talking about some evidence in some kind of case. So in the past, this information was held close because they knew with the Four of Pentacles, they knew this was going to directly lead him. The money, always follow the darn money. And it might be something that they kind of missed before with the Four of Cups over this, that they have to reevaluate some of the information. They go back and reevaluate some information and find out, oh, wait a minute, this is saying something, or this is leading to the actual information that they're coming to. And it's overseas. There is something, again, this is another thing that comes up when I talk about what's going to directly link the orange one with Epps is money, and it's this information, whether it's the money exchange and or the information is going to come from overseas with the Three of Wands. It's going to begin, it's already starting, but it's even going to begin this process of transitioning this into out of troubled waters. This is a big transition in the Epps file part. This is going to bring victory, and this is to a lot of people on the outside. So I want to say that I'm feeling like especially the victims will feel some type of victory that they can finally connect this to. And it's dealing with this past with the Six of Cups, and it's going to bring a lot of heartbreak with the Three of Swords, and it's going to drive into more action towards the orange one. So, yes, it's going to happen. Okay? It's just that I'm with you all, like, can it come out sooner? Like, it's not soon enough. We've been waiting on bated breath, to finally get some direct evidence. It's coming, everyone. It's coming. All right, let's close this reading with a general reading or a general message from Spirit. Spirit, give us all a message that will help benefit us. What can you give? What message? What message? Right. We've been taking up a lot of burden right now with this, with what's going on in the world. What we may be feeling right now is with the Ten of Wands. The King of, it's being crossed by the King of Pentacles. And right now, I think a lot of the burden right now we're struggling with is we're starting to feel the financial weight that's been going on with this war that's been starting. We know gas prices have gone up. We know eventually foods and other things are going to go up because of fuel costs. So we're struggling prior to this. So this is very much weighing on everyone. The Seven of Pentacles is on the foundation. It's to rethink, as the Spirit is saying, to reevaluate, look at the long-term view of things about saving, what we can, or how we can rebudget, how we can look at things in a different way. In the past, we have the Ace of Cups here. We very emotional because with the times we're going in, and we're reminiscing about how we were happier in the past with the Six of Cups. But Spirit is telling us to let go of this past because it's preventing us from moving forward with the hangman, is to, in order for us to move forward and to get over this, is to stop holding on to the past, let go of that. We can remember it and embrace it, but it's in the past. This is not where we're at, and it's not where we're going forward to. It's also to use your power to manifest the things with the magician card, what you want your life to be like, not necessarily the past. I think a lot of times when we think about the past, we think about it better than what it actually was. And there were aspects, don't get me wrong, there are aspects of the past, our own passes, that were may have been better than what we're currently going through. However, in the general sense, it's not necessarily was what we remember. There's a lot of anxiety going on right now and fear with the Nine of Swords. But to remember too, and this is a running theme a lot of times with the general message from Spirit, is to reach out to people, family, friends, to help each other out. If you're struggling or whatnot, and for example, if you know somebody who has a warehouse membership, this is one thing that my boyfriend and I have done too. You know, we have a membership for Costco, and we buy things and split it up. He doesn't live with me, but we split up things in bulk and things like that. If you know individuals in your family, friends, neighborhood, and somebody's has a membership, and you may want to buy something in bulk and split it up amongst people and to help people out. Or if you know you're going to a store where there's a sale and somebody is not able to make it before the sale, and it's like a BOGO sale, buy something, share the BOGO with somebody else. The Emperor card is the outcome, is to that stability will eventually come. There will be a time that we'll get through this together if we remember to keep hope. Okay? Keep hope with the Star card, and we will have that victory in the end with the Four of Wands. So, all right, everyone. With that being said, that's the reading for this week. And again, please subscribe. I appreciate the subscription. It's free, and feel free to comment with anything or questions again about current events that I can answer in the next reading. Until then, thank you, everyone. Bye bye.